everyone. Welcome to another episode of Real Spiritual Clarity. My name is Richard, and let's get started. Please listen, love, and forgive. That's listen, love, and forgive. Please dot all your I's and cross all your T's. I hope everyone's doing well today. Thank you, Spirit, for clear and concise messages. Thank you for letting us see, hear, and feel the things we need to in this reading. Thank you. Okay. And here's our first card. First card out is, Hermit. The Hermit. Yeah, it looks like somebody is trying to go within to get some insight about what they need to do to move forward with the Divine Feminine. You know, the Divine Masculine already knows. He just has to follow his intuition. This is something that he hasn't had a lot of practice at, because he's always been letting other people kind of tell him what to do. And finally, he's getting to the point where he is going to follow his own intuition and make his own decisions concerning his life. You know, it's been a rough road for him. You know, for so many years, as a child, he was kind of told what to do. Then he married somebody who was, similar to his parents, and she's been telling him what to do. And now finally he met his Divine Feminine, and she's waking him up to what he needs to fix in his life. You know, all of the problems, situations, issues. She's waking him up to those childhood issues, childhood woundings, and he's finally, getting it. Spirit is knocking on his head kind of and saying, guess what? You got to wake up, bro. You got to get it, because no reason for you to continue to live in this karmic situation. You need to wake up and break yourself out of it. So that's what he's doing right now. And if you notice, the Hermit always has in his lantern the star. So the star always gives us hope, faith, and his prayer. He's been praying, and he's been hoping, and he's been wishing, and he's been asking for guidance from his spirit guides, from God, from whoever he prays as his higher source, because he knows that he really needs to get himself out of that situation that he's in right now. Next card out is, speaking of spirit, the High Priestess. Yeah. Because you know what? Spirit is all in this. Spirit is helping to lead and guide him, in the way in which he needs to go at this point. Because he's never done this before. This is almost like it's like a journey he never took before. He's been led around in his life forever. So finally he's going to lead himself to the proper place, instead of other people leading him around to the wrong place. Okay? Next card out is, because you know what? There's been a lot of arguing, a lot of fighting, a lot of problems over there, And you know what it is that these people don't want him to go. They don't want him to leave. They don't want him to have the new life. They want him to stay there and continue to, take care of them and live in their disaster with them, because they always say misery loves company. Okay? But he's like, nope, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to my Divine Feminine, where I know I'm loved and I'm happy, and I can make strides in my life and become the better person that I want to be. Okay? Next card out is, Seven of Pentacles. Because he's been going around in his head. He's been remembering the good times he had with his Divine Feminine. He said, you know what? I know what's right. I know where I need to be. I'm wasting a lot of time doing a lot of procrastinating. And it's time for me to stop procrastinating. It's time for me to start moving towards what I really want in my life. And that's my Divine Feminine. Okay? Next card out is, Page of Cups. Because he's going to come with that cup of love. And he's going to come and offer her stability and love and honesty. And he's going to be that best version of himself that he possibly could be. So he's going within, because Spirit is opening his mind and his eyes to better things that he needs to be part of. And even though there's a lot of arguments and problems, he's remembering all the good times he had with his Divine Feminine. And he's going to come and he's going to offer her love and stability. Please like, subscribe, and share, and ring that bell so you know when I'm on here. That was the Gilded Tarot. Now we're going to be using the After Tarot. And the first card is, because that's what he has right now. He's been living through this this Three of Swords, this broken heart. But if you notice in the after tarot, the swords are out of the heart, and the heart has a big bandage over it. So that is exactly what's happening. Divine Masculine has been praying. He's been asking his spirit guides, his ancestors, anybody. He's probably been going to counseling, to get himself together, to get himself out of this grief, this sorrow, this regret, because he's tired of it. He said, you know what? I suffered, and how long do I have to suffer before I can get out of this? And Spirit is working with him too, to get him back to a good frame of mind so he can come to his divine feminine and begin to do his mission and begin to live that life that he wants to live. Next card out is, yep, just like the Page of Cups with offering that cup of love. He's going to come. He's going to come as the Page of Pentacles too, and he's going to offer her stability. Like I said, the love's coming through the cup, the Pentacles through the stability. Because you know what? This is what he wants. This is what he wanted from the beginning. Okay? And I always say, in a lot of these relationships, the Divine Masculine is younger than the Divine Feminine. That's why you see all these pages. And also this is kind of new to him. Because, he was living in a situation where he was kind of dictated over. He didn't have a chance to be himself. He had that false mask on, in order to fit in the karmic situation. He just was kind of like dragged along. And sometimes he probably got mad, but you know what? She probably just said, you know what? Listen, we live like this. This is what it is, and this is the life. We don't have, she probably said, this isn't such a bad life. They probably had a little money, they had their kids or whatever. And she was like, I'm happy. You should be happy too. And she wasn't happy either, and isn't happy. She's just a liar also. She's just telling a bunch of lies to him, because like I said, misery loves company. Okay, next card out is Magician. Yeah, because he has all the tools in his arsenal to change his life. He has the cup for love. He has the swords for truth. He has the pentacles for stability. And he has the wand for passion. Okay? And he's going to use all of those things in his arsenal to get him back to that situation that he wants to be in, his divine feminine. And to also feel better. When he's around his divine feminine, he feels like $1,000,000. Okay? He feels peaceful. He feels like he's home. He feels like she just inspires him to be such a better person. And he wants to get back to that. Okay? Please like, subscribe, and share, and ring that bell so you know when I'm on here. Okay? Thank you, Spirit. For the next card. Okay, next card out is, yep, Justice. This could be a Libra involved with this. Okay? You know what? Yeah. Justice is going to be served. For the divine feminine and for him. Because you know what? He's going to separate himself from that stuff over there. Because you know what? After a while, you live in squalor, you live in a bad situation, and you said, you know what? I don't want to live like this anymore. You look at yourself and you say, you know what? You see how the Justice has those scales of balance? He wants to balance himself out. You see how she has that the sword? He wants to come in with that truth and honesty, because he's tired of wearing that mask. He wants to rip that mask off, throw it in the fire, and let it burn. Because he never wants to go back to being that person anymore. He wants to come back to his divine feminine and be his total, authentic self. Yeah. Okay, next card out is, yep, Queen of Wands. That's his divine feminine. Yeah, that's what he's making his way back to. Because he has so much passion for her. He loves her. He adores her. Okay? And he's not going to let anything stop him. Yeah, he totally adores her. Okay? Thank you, Spirit, for clear and concise messages. We're going to be using the Messages of Love Oracle cards. Okay. Thank you, Spirit, for the clear and concise messages. We have a lot to say. That's why these cards take forever sometimes. First card out is, yep, Friendship. This friendship is leading to more. Yeah, he was going to come in as friendship. He's going to talk to her about, the things that have been bothering him, the reasons why he hasn't been around, and he's going to ask her, if they can be friends. And he's going to want to jump her bones immediately, and she's going to want to jump his too. But you know what? I think they should start out as friends again, because you know what? You have to get to know each other. And when you jump into bed like that, you don't get to know each other. You get to know an aspect of the person, but that's not everything of the person, And these situations, these relationships need to start as friendships, and they need to build themselves into a stable, loving, honest, relationship. And that's what they're going to be doing. Okay, next card out is play hard. It says find time to laugh, goof off, and enjoy each other. Yeah, that's part of friendship. That's part of going out and getting to know each other, getting to know what each other likes. Just doing fun stuff. I know when I first came together with my Divine Masculine, we used to have so much fun just playing around with each other, having fun. And that's something that you totally miss, because that stuff's so important. Just laying and having conversation and, eating something with each other and just having a good time. That stuff is so important, and that stuff is what you really have to have a good relationship. Okay? Yeah. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Next card out is, there it is. Next card is Soulmate. It says your soulmate loves, accepts, and respects you. Okay, this card comes up, I think, in almost every reading you have to time. Because this is just Spirit telling us that if anybody doubted that this was their soulmate twin flame, this is your soulmate and your twin flame. So there's no doubt in your mind that this is the person. This is why this journey is how it is, because it has opened us up to new things. It has helped us to heal those wounded, that wounded childhood, that wounded inner child. Whatever those issues were, whether it was jealousy, whether it was, some type of addiction. It could have been drinking, could have been a sex addiction. Whatever the situations were, this is the things that when you meet your soulmate or your twin flame, when you come back together on this plane, there's that beautiful, honeymoon period. And then all of a sudden, the separation happens. And that separation is very important. It hurts like hell, and we don't like it. But we have to have it because it helps us to grow. It helps us to be it helps us to be the partners that we are meant to be. Okay? Next card out is, unavailable. This person is unable to give all you deserve. Yeah, because we're both still healing. We're both still going through that process of getting to know who we are, our authentic selves. Okay? And once that process is done, once you get done loving yourself and caring for yourself, then you can love someone else and care for the other person. And believe me, when the healing occurs, Spirit will let it happen. It will be like water. It'll be like the water running over Niagara Falls. Okay? Nothing stops that water. Even in the wintertime, when it's freezing cold outside, that water is still running. Okay? So it's just like that. When the divine timing happens, you guys and all of us, whoever's supposed to be in union, we will be back in union. Okay? Nobody will be able to stop it. It will happen. And it's going to happen. Okay, next card out is boundaries. Firm boundaries are needed now. Yeah, so when you come back out of union, out of separation, and you come into union, you're going to have some boundaries. Okay? Like I said, with us, it started out as kind of a sexual situation. Okay? But when we come back as friends, we're not going to be jumping into the bed with each other like that. We have to do other things, There'll be plenty of time for that, believe me. But there's so many other things in life that we have to do also to get done with our mission work and just to be, a healthy relationship. The things that you have to do as a couple, whatever that is, okay? It's different for everyone, because everyone's going to have a different type of life, you know. And also to do your mission work, to do what you need to do to raise the collective, to raise that that vibration of the collective. Please like, subscribe, and share, and ring that bell so you know when I'm on here. Okay, next cards I'm using is the Soul Connection Love Oracle cards. First card out is Surprise. This is something that I know is going to happen with a majority of us. The Divine Masculine, he's getting himself together where he knows how to come back to his Divine Feminine, to speak to her, to let her know exactly how he feels. And a lot of them are going to want to do this in a surprising way. Okay? You also see in this card there's a present. They could come bearing gifts. You know, it could be a physical present, could be flowers, you know, could be, some of them, it could be an engagement ring. You know, whatever it is, it's going to be an element of surprise involved. Okay, next card out is Heart. It says you begin to feel your heart beat faster when you are close. That is exactly with me how that happens. Whenever I know he's around or he's coming, oh my God. That's why I said it's going to be rough. It's going to be we're going to have boundaries for each other to come back together and to start off as friends, you know. Be in a relationship where we get to know each other and get to learn the idiosyncrasies of each other. Because you know what, in order to have a good foundation for your relationship, you need to know each other. And you should be friends first. Okay? That's very, very, very important. That's the way I feel anyway. Okay? Yeah, because that friendship will build into a relationship, and it will build into a loving sexual relationship. Okay? But you have to have those steps in order for it to be on firm ground. So once you guys do come back together, nothing can separate you. Okay? Next card out is Clarity. It says take time to think about your situation to gain clarity. That's true. That is 100% true. And that's how you have to go within for yourself. Like that Hermit up there, you have to learn within. You know, you have to ask your spirit guides, you know, go within with meditation. You know, go within with if you take walks. Go within if you get in the car and take long drives. Whatever it is that takes you to that grounding place, you know, to open your mind up to all those different possibilities of things that you need to do for yourself to gain that clarity. Okay? You have to do it. Because with that clarity, that will build yourself up. It will build that love and that caring up for yourself. And then you can bring that into your relationship with your soul counterpart. Yeah. Next card out is Spiritual. Wow. These cards ain't no joke tonight. It says your spiritual journey is beginning. That's what happens to you when you go into that meditation. Okay? Yeah. It opens up your heart and you gain the clarity, and you can see, because this is not just a physical situation, this is a spiritual journey also. This is not just a physical relationship, it's a spiritual relationship also. So that's what separates a twin flame / soulmate from a regular relationship. It's not just a physical relationship, it is a spiritual connection also. And you know what? Spirit is leading me to take some of these I'm so bad with always remembering what these cards are. Some of these surrender cards, power of surrender cards. I want to see what Spirit wants us to work on surrendering in our relationships, you know, and in our lives, you know, because you know what, this is a mind, body, and spirit relationship. So you know what, sometimes we have to get down deep into that spiritual realm and really find out what Spirit wants us to clear to benefit ourselves as well as our counterpart when we come back into union. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. These cards are a little bit rough, but I'm going to get a few of them, okay? The first card out is Surrender to Passion. It says, Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. I know my divine masculine ignites mine. So, and I know I ignite his too. So that is something that we have to kind of like, and like it says, surrender to it. You can surrender to it, but you also have to, have like some boundaries to it too. You can't, when I first come back with my divine masculine, I'm not going to jump his bones immediately. As quick as I want to, I'm going to hold that boundary back, because I know that I need to be friends first and build that friendship and build that relationship. And then eventually we will get back into that hot passion. Okay, next card out is surrender procrastination. Now is the time to jump on the goals instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. Yeah, this is very important. It's very important for us to not procrastinate at this point in our journey. Okay? Whatever you have to do, those things where you have to, learn how to love yourself and get the clarity and how to care for yourself. You have to do those things now, because those things are very important in the journey to come back together into your spiritual union, your twin flame union. Okay? Yeah. You need to do those things first. And a lot of times we'll sit and we'll procrastinate and say, you know what? If my counterparts are doing their part, I already did all of my work. I don't have to do anything. No. This is a constant journey. Okay? It doesn't end when we come into union. It doesn't even end as we're getting towards union. When you're building yourself back up to love yourself and care for yourself, that's a constant journey. It's a constant thing that we have to do to benefit ourselves. So we have to be passionate about it, and we cannot procrastinate when we know we need to be doing it. Next card out is surrender to the idea you can fix someone. It's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. This is exactly right. My divine masculine cannot fix me, and I cannot fix him. Okay? And anybody who thinks that they can fix their counterpart, you cannot do that. Okay? No one can do that. Only they can do that for themselves. Okay? I'm just going to read clarity and spirituality from the Soul Connection Love Oracle cards, and then we're going to close the reading. Okay, it's in alphabetical order, so we're going to read clarity first. It says, take time to think about your situation to gain clarity. Sometimes emotions can be misleading, resulting in misconception. The appearance of this card suggests it may be time to take a step back and think carefully before you act. Yeah, that's why I said become friends first. Take your time, do your meditation, learn yourself, find that sweet spot for you, what's going to open you up and what's going to benefit you. And then when you can do that for yourself, you can love yourself, care for yourself, then you can come back to your counterpart and you can love them and care for them also. Okay? Please like, subscribe, and share, and ring that bell so you know when I'm on here. Then we're going to read surprise real quick. It says, you may be about to be surprised. Good things come to those who wait, sometimes in the form of a surprise. When surprised by your loved one, you can feel cared for and appreciated, which can heighten the bond of intimacy that exists between you. The appearance of this card suggests that a pleasant surprise, possibly from your loved one, is coming your way. And this is true. I want to thank everybody for coming. I want to thank the Spirit for letting us see, hear, and feel the things we need to. Okay? Like I said, everybody, the main thing out of this reading is to go within, and get yourself grounded, get yourself where you love yourself, care for yourself, because that is going to bring you guys back together quicker than anything else. Each person is responsible for their own healing. Okay? I'm not responsible for my divine masculine's healing. He's not responsible for my healing. So, ground ourselves, meditate ourselves, heal ourselves, and then we'll come back into union and be the greatest power couple force that anyone has ever seen. I love all you guys, and have a great day. Bye.